13 of the best stock investing books for beginners. What are the best stock investing books for beginners? If you're interested in learning more about the stock market, getting started can be pretty intimidating. A quick online search will show you that there are thousands of different resources to sort through, all offering different opinions on the best stock investment strategies. But even taking the time to read through those resources can be a daunting task as a newbie investor. That's why I always suggest grabbing a good book to start learning something new. These 13 of the best stock investing books for beginners will help you get a good grasp on the concept of investing, allowing you to make an informed decision when you're ready to jump in. Savings tip. Many of the below stock investing books for beginners are available through Audible, an Amazon company with the world's largest selection of audiobooks. The best stock investing books. Even if you've decided to grab a book and start learning about the stock market, finding a good book for beginners can be difficult. There are thousands of stock investing books on the market. That's why it's a good idea to look for a book with a few helpful characteristics to make it easier for you to start learning, especially when you're tackling a tricky subject like stock investing. While there are a variety of books to choose from on the subject of stock investing, there are only a handful of texts that are worth your time. And most of these popular books include a few common characteristics that make them good reads. As a beginner, make sure your book includes these factors to ensure you're using your time wisely. 1. An introduction to the stock market. As a stock investing beginner, you probably don't know much about the inner workings of the stock market. That's why it's important that the book you start with provides you with a basic understanding of the market and how it works. There's no need to go into great detail regarding the ins and outs of the market, unless you're interested in that. But getting a basic overview is essential to understanding how to invest and to being successful in the market. 2. Stock investing strategies. While there are tons of different stock investing strategies out there, finding the right one for you is essential. And that means you may need to read about a variety of strategies until you find one that fits your financial situation. Finding a book that outlines stock investing strategies can help you decide how you will invest your money in the market when you're ready to start investing on your own. 3. An interesting perspective. Financial books can quickly get bland and boring if all you read is facts and figures. To ensure your stock investing book holds your attention, it needs to go beyond the facts to include some sort of interesting perspective you can relate to. Whether it's tips from successful investors or stories about real-world students, including relatable and interesting tidbits within the text can help make this subject a little more entertaining. With these factors in mind, I have found several great books to consider when it comes to the subject of stock investing. These are some of the best stock investing books for beginners you can buy. 13 top stock investing books. 1. Buffett's Two-Step Stock Market Strategy by Danielle Giovanni. Learning how to invest like billionaire Warren Buffett is something any beginner investor would want from a book. And with Buffett's Two-Step Stock Market Strategy, you get it. Author Danielle Giovanni outlines the simple strategy the successful investor uses, so you can replicate the strategy with your own money. This easy-to-follow book outlines a simple strategy that helps you know exactly when to buy and sell your stock, allowing you to become a successful investor. On top of learning a simple investment strategy, this helpful book will also teach you how to research stocks using financial statements and financial ratios, tips for avoiding common mistakes beginners make when investing, how to diversify your portfolio to reduce risk, the types of stocks and industries to avoid because they're too risky. With this beginner's guide, you'll learn Buffett's formula for stock market success, allowing you to know the perfect price to buy a stock, how long to hold on to it, and when to trade for maximum profits. Pros: a step-by-step guide to investing based on a proven strategy. Informative tips that will help you understand the ins and outs of stock investing. In-depth instruction on how to value companies and their stocks before you make an investment. Con: information in the book assumes a basic knowledge of the stock market, so this book is not for complete newbies. Since the text assumes the reader has a basic knowledge of the stock market, some of the text may be difficult for a beginner to understand. Quote: one key principle to understand is that you buy a stock like you would buy a business in real life. Buying stock is literally like buying part of a business, so why wouldn't you buy a stock like you would buy a business? So, if you know how to buy businesses, then you know how to buy stocks. How do you buy a business? First, you must understand that buying a business does not entail purchasing it, just because it has a low PE ratio relative to competitors. Almost every single investing book will tell you that you have to look at the PE ratio of a stock of business and invest in it when the ratio is low. However, this is not the best way to determine if a stock or business is undervalued. In fact, Warren Buffett has said that the ratio of price to earnings has nothing to do with valuation. 2. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. The Only Way to Guarantee Your Fair Share of Stock Market Returns by John C. Bogle. Written by legendary mutual fund investor John C. Bogle. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing gives you an insider's look into investing in low-cost index funds. Bogle provides readers with a simple and cost-effective investment strategy that allows beginners to build wealth over the long term. The book will teach you how to buy and hold your stock for long-term success, purchase stock at a low price, find a mutual fund that tracks a broad stock market, build a diversified portfolio without the risks that come along with investing in individual stocks. And while the book was originally published in 2007, the lessons on its pages have withstood the test of time. The author has also updated the original book with 2 new chapters to provide further guidance on asset allocation and retirement investing. The update also includes new data and information that can help you make the best investment decisions, even if you're a beginner. Pros: an easy-to-follow strategy that offers beginners a low-risk method for investing in stock. Tips for investing for long-term success in the stock market. Strategies for helping readers establish reasonable expectations for stock returns. Con: only one investment strategy is outlined in the book, giving readers no other stock investing alternatives. Some parts of the book may feel like an advertisement for the author's investment fund. 3. The Coffeehouse Investor: How to Build Wealth, Ignore Wall Street, and Get On With Your Life by Bill Schultheis. Investing can be complicated if you let it, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of the Coffeehouse Investor, you can learn a simple investment strategy that won't require you to dedicate countless hours to investing. Author Bill Schultheis outlines an easy-to-follow strategy perfect for anyone who feels overwhelmed by the stock market. The author goes against many other investment specialists who recommend focusing on top stocks, interest rates, and the economic climate. Instead, you'll learn 3 simple techniques that can help you build long-term wealth with ease. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Save for a rainy day. With these simple rules, you'll be able to save for the future, build wealth for your family, and not be bogged down by everything else that typically goes along with investing in the market. Pros: a simple approach to investing that allows you to invest without spending a ton of extra time learning and researching. The strategy is backed by data and statistics to show its success in action. Con: the simplistic approach outlined in the book isn't for anyone hoping to learn about the ins and outs of investing in individual stocks. Quotes: history has shown that an investment in the collective creativity of human beings, as represented by a piece of all the publicly traded companies in an unmanaged stock index mutual fund, is much more profitable over time than an investment with a mutual fund manager who tries to beat the stock market average, even though mutual fund managers try with all their might to convince us otherwise. The benefit of capturing the entire return of each asset class through low-cost index funds is that, in addition to the positive impact it will have on your financial wealth over the decades, quite possibly to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars, as we will find out in Chapter 4, it is certain to have a profound influence on your emotional health as well. 4. Investing Quick Start Guide: The Simplified Beginner's Guide to Successfully Navigating the Stock Market, Growing Your Wealth and Creating a Secure Financial Future by Ted D. Snow. Written by a certified financial planner with more than 30 years of investment experience, Investing Quick Start Guide provides an informative guide to helping new investors achieve their financial goals. The book will help you learn how to create real wealth using the stock market, earn passive income through investing, avoid costly mistakes that many new investors make. The author uses insights from successful investors like Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, and Burton Malkiel to create a comprehensive guide to investing. Using Snow's asset allocation investment strategy, even a beginner can successfully invest in the stock market. Each step of the investment process is outlined in easy-to-follow language that can help newbies and experienced investors get more out of their investments. With the help of this guide, you'll learn the secrets to making successful investments in a variety of forms, including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, REITs, index funds, and commodities. And when you purchase this book, you also get access to a variety of free resources to help you make the best financial choices, including workbooks, cheat sheets, and reference guides. Pros: the helpful text is accented with graphs, hints, and anecdotes to emphasize each step in the investing process. Written as a guide especially for beginners, the text is easy to understand and the strategies are simple to implement. Con: more research will need to be done after reading this book to create a comprehensive investment plan. Quotes: you have probably heard the imperative, diversify your portfolio, more times than you can count. The idea is simple. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. There are several ways to make your portfolio flourish with a diversity to rival the great tropical rainforests. Here are a few ways you might go about pursuing balance and diversity. Mix defensive stocks with cyclical stocks. Defensive stocks are a particular stock type that is well insulated from the overall condition of the economy. The healthcare sector, discount retail, and food suppliers are less susceptible to poor economies. Cyclical stocks, by contrast, are hot when the market's hot, but can be severely weakened by a poor economy. Travel and tourism suffer in weak economies, as do automobile, tire, and auto parts manufacturers, as well as home appliance companies. 5. The Motley Fool Investment Guide. How the Fools Beat Wall Street's Wise Men and How You Can Too, by Tom and David Gardner. Learning about the stock market may seem like a daunting task, especially if you're a complete beginner. But with the help of the Motley Fool Investment Guide, you can learn how to invest no matter how much money or time you have to put into it. The guide is set up to provide readers with a variety of information on investing, including how to find high-growth stocks to help you build wealth over the long term, tips for identifying volatile young companies, how to use online resources to conduct research on stocks. Authors Tom and David Gardner are longtime investors who have been providing stock market tips through their company, Motley Fool, for decades. Now in its third edition, this helpful investing guide has been updated to include information on investing in today's stock market. Pros: written for the beginning investor, this guide provides a step-by-step guide to investing in the market. With differing investment strategies, both authors provide a unique perspective on investing in the book. The text provides you with a foundation on which to build your own investing strategy. Con: the book discusses stock investing in detail but does not mention other important investing considerations, like taxes and IRAs. Investing terminology is not discussed at length, which means beginners may struggle in some sections of the book without a reference to help them understand the meaning behind the industry lingo. Quotes: never invest in any idea you can't illustrate with a crayon. We simply recommend that for every dollar you put into individual stocks, you roll the same amount into an index fund. Action: get in touch with your inner investor. Do you know your time horizon and tolerance for risk and loss? Do you want to research stocks? Start an investing journal. Every time you think about buying or selling one of your holdings, make a note of why, how you are feeling at the time, and what would have to go differently for you to change your mind. 6. A Random Walk Down Wall Street, the Time-Tested Strategy for Successful Investing, by Burton Malkiel. Written for investors in any stage of the game, A Random Walk Down Wall Street has been providing readers with time-tested investment strategies for years. The book provides readers with a comprehensive guide to investing, whether you're just considering investing in your retirement or have an established investment account. The book outlines classic investment concepts, like fundamental versus technical stock analysis and modern portfolio theory. And the latest update adds more modern approaches to stock market investing like cryptocurrency and tax loss harvesting. The strategy laid out in this book is a low-risk method for slowly gaining wealth through the stock market. Pros: step-by-step guidance teaching new investors exactly what they need to do to start investing. Easy to understand non-academic text. Is perfect for beginning investors. Con: while a good beginner's text, serious investors will need more information to go deeper into stock market investments. The text can be dry and boring at times and lacking personalization. Quotes: there are 4 factors that create irrational market behavior: overconfidence, biased judgments, herd mentality, and loss aversion. You will never be allowed to buy the really good IPOs at the initial offering price. The hot IPOs are snapped up by the big institutional investors or the very best wealthy clients of the underwriting firm. It is the definition of the time period for the investment return, and the predictability of the returns that often distinguish an investment from a speculation. A speculator buys stocks hoping for a short-term gain over the next days or weeks. An investor buys stocks likely to produce a dependable future stream of cash returns and capital gains when measured over years or decades. Look for growth situations with low price-earnings multiples. If the growth takes place, there's often a double bonus. Both the earnings and the multiple rise, producing large gains. Beware of very high multiple stocks in which future growth is already discounted. If growth doesn't materialize, losses are doubly heavy. Both the earnings and the multiples drop. 7. The Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing by Jason Kelly. Finding a research-backed guide to stock market investing for beginners can be difficult. But with the Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing, you'll get a time-tested method for investing that will ensure you earn on your investment in spite of market conditions. This popular book has been updated to include the foundational principles that apply to any market, along with tips and tricks for investing in rocky financial times. Putting the strategies outlined in the book into practice allows you to earn money on your investments regardless of the economic climate. In this book, you'll learn a variety of valuable lessons that are applicable to both beginners and seasoned investors, including how the stock market works, the best techniques to build your portfolio, tools to help prevent losses, advice from successful investors like Warren Buffett and Peter Lynch. The book starts by providing you with a solid foundation on the inner workings of the stock market. Then, it discusses different strategies successful investors have used to make a fortune in the market. The author finishes by outlining a step-by-step strategy for picking the right stocks, ensuring you know exactly what you need to do to start investing on your own. Pros. The combination of inspirational tips and step-by-step strategy makes this book a great pick for beginners. A glossary of important investing terms ensures you understand the lingo before you get into strategy. Con. Designed for the serious beginner, this book goes in depth into strategy, which may not be the best choice for a beginner just diving into learning about the market. Some of the investing strategies outlined in the book may be too complex for beginners. Quotes. Anybody can make money in the stock market. By picking up the phone or turning on the computer, you can own a piece of a company, and all of its fortune or folly, without ever attending a board meeting, developing a product, or devising a marketing strategy. You hear every day that the market is up or down. Have you ever paused to wonder what the market is? Usually that phrase refers to the U.S. stock market as measured by the Dow Jones Industrial Average, often abbreviated DJIA or called simply the Dow. The Dow is not the entire market at all, but rather an average of 30 well-known companies such as Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, McDonald's, Microsoft, and Walmart. The companies tracked by the Dow are chosen by the editors of the Wall Street Journal. The list changes occasionally as companies merge, lose prominence, or rise to the top of their industry. 8. Clever Girl Finance. Learn how investing works. Grow Your Money by Bola Sokunbi. Part of the Clever Girl series, Clever Girl Finance. Learn how investing works. Grow Your Money provides an easy-to-follow strategy for beginner stock investors. The pages of the book will give new investors a foundation of information regarding personal investing, so they can begin to make an informed choice on the investment strategy that works best for them. This informative book helps readers learn how investing works, pitfalls to avoid when investing, tips for building a nest egg and saving for retirement, how to use investing to build long-term wealth, tips from real-world investors who have had success in the stock market. Written with women in mind, this investment book is a great place to start if you're interested in learning more about the stock market. In addition to easy-to-understand investing strategies, this book also gives readers the background information they need to know to become a successful investor. Pros. Information on the ins and outs of investing that even a beginner can understand. Personal stories of successful women investors provide readers with someone to relate to. Step-by-step instructions for successful investing. Con. A basic overview of investing is provided without going in depth into different investment strategies you can use. Quotes. As I found out by teaching myself to invest and building a portfolio and assets I'm extremely proud of, it takes purpose, intention, education, action, and consistent assessment to do it. But like I said, we are more than capable. In summary, when it comes to the economy's behavior and how it impacts your investments, the goal, which this book will help you with, is to ensure your overall portfolio is well diversified and you have clear objectives and a simple yet effective long-term strategy to build wealth regardless of bears, bulls, or bubbles. 9. I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. While this book doesn't focus solely on stock market investing, it does give beginner investors a simple investment strategy to follow that could lead to long-term financial gains. In addition to providing readers with an easy-to-follow investing strategy, I Will Teach You to Be Rich outlines a full financial plan that just about anyone can follow without much trouble. The book begins by providing you with a new take on managing your finances, which breaks away from the classic scrimp and save method that many finance books advise. Instead, you'll learn how to manage your money in a way that allows you to buy the things you want, like investing in your future, and cut back on the things that aren't important to you. With Ramit Sethi's simple method, you'll learn how to find more money to put into investing and where to invest to get the biggest bang for your buck, all without having to spend hours researching stocks and investment opportunities. Pros: the automated investment strategy outlined in the book is a simple way for anyone to invest. Tips and tricks for saving more while still spending on the things you want. Con: the book does not focus only on investment strategy, instead offering tips for revising your entire financial strategy. Beginner investors interested in diving into the stock market may find the strategy outlined in the book too simplistic. Quotes: your investment plan is more important than your actual investments. The key to constructing a portfolio is not picking killer stocks. It's figuring out a balanced asset allocation that will let you ride out storms and slowly grow over time. Ignore the noise. Force yourself to resist logging into your investment account more than once a month. That's it. If you've set up your asset allocation and are consistently funding it, stick to your guns. You're investing for the long term, and when you look back, day-to-day changes, even the cataclysmic plunges of 2008, will seem like minor blips, which they are. If you have a diversified portfolio, some of your investments, such as international stocks, may outperform others. To keep your asset allocation on track, you'll want to rebalance once a year so your international stocks don't become a larger part of your portfolio than you intended. Otherwise, within a couple of years, your allocation will be completely skewed. 10. The Behavioral Investor by Daniel Crosby. Anyone who manages their own money knows how much emotion can be tied to it. In The Behavior Investor, psychologist and asset manager Dr. Daniel Crosby outlines the sociological and psychological factors that could influence your investment decisions. In The Behavior Investor, psychologist and asset manager Dr. Daniel Crosby outlines the sociological and psychological factors that could influence your investment decisions. With the help of this book, you'll learn how to refine your decision-making skills and increase your self-awareness to make more solid financial decisions. The book discusses the psychology behind investing, including an explanation of the various roadblocks we put in our way when making investment decisions, a discussion of the 4 psychological tendencies that affect our investment behavior, how to use the knowledge of these factors to make better decisions when it comes to investing. After reading this book, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the psychology behind investing, allowing you to see your own financial shortcomings more clearly. With that in mind, you can begin thinking more rationally about your money, allowing you to make more solid financial decisions to increase your wealth in the future. Pros: using the psychological factors outlined in the book, the author provides an investment strategy to help avoid negative emotions that typically go along with investing in stocks. A unique take on investing that goes beyond the traditional facts and figures found in most investment books. Con: more of a theoretical book than a guide to investing, this book will need to be supplemented with other informational text to gain a solid investment strategy. The investing strategy laid out in the book is vague and doesn't provide readers with a step-by-step guide to implementing it in their own portfolio. Quotes: being a behavioral investor is less about adhering to some textbook notion of rationality and more about understanding and bending the idiosyncrasies of human nature to our advantage. In a path-breaking work on the nature of bubbles, Greenwood, Schleifer and you, Bubbles for Fama, share some fascinating findings. Among the most compelling is that only a slight majority of bubbles actually burst, one of the things that makes adhering to probabilities so difficult and profitable. for an investor is that emotion has a pronounced impact on how we assess probability. Predictably, positive emotion leads us to overstate the likelihood of positive occurrences, and negative emotion does just the opposite. This coloring of probability leads us to misapprehend risk. All too often we confuse the intensity of our longing with the probability of our winning. The fact that your brain becomes more risk-seeking in bull markets and more conservative in bear markets means that you are neurologically predisposed to violate the first rule of investing: buy low and sell high. Our flawed brain leads us to subjectively experience low levels of risk when risk is actually quite high, a concept that Howard Marks refers to as the perversity of risk. 11. A Beginner's Guide to the Stock Market by Matthew R. Crater. Learn everything you need to know about investing in the stock market with the help of this comprehensive book. A Beginner's Guide to the Stock Market allows you to get the knowledge you need to make money in the stock market, even if you have no investment experience. Through its simple roadmap, this helpful stock investment book for beginners will teach you time-tested trading and investment techniques that will help you avoid common pitfalls that many new investors succumb to. This informative book gives readers the chance to learn how to buy your first stock and trade stocks, generate passive income through the stock market, pick the best stocks to create a secure financial future for your family. In this best-selling book, you'll also get tips from real investors who have been successful in the market, including insider tips that professional traders use to grow their wealth. Pros: a quick and easy read filled with valuable information for new investors. Provides a good foundation on which to build with other texts. Con: the short book provides an overview of stock market strategies without going in depth on any one subject. Since the book grazes over many stock investing subjects, it will need to be supplemented with other investing guides. Quotes: the single most important decision in evaluating a business is pricing power. If you've got the power to raise prices without losing business to a competitor, you've got a very good business. And if you have to have a prayer session before raising the price by 10%, then you've got a terrible business. Never buy a growth stock if the stock is trading below its 200-day moving average, or if the 50-day moving average is trading below the 200-day moving average. Take profits when you are so excited and happy about your trade that you are losing sleep. Take profits if a stock moves up 100% in 2 weeks or less. Take profits when you are up 300% from your entry price. Take profits when all of your friends and CNBC begin to talk a lot about the stock. At this point, the trade has become crowded, and hence much more dangerous. Take profits if a taxi driver or barber tell you to buy the stock. Exit with a profit or loss when the stock closes below its 50-day moving average. Use this method to capture shorter moves. Exit with a profit or loss when the stock closes below its 200-day moving average. Use this method to capture longer moves. Exit with a profit or loss when the 50-day moving average crosses below the 200-day moving average. Use this method to capture longer moves. Use a 10-day or 20-day exponential moving average (EMA) as a trailing stop. Exit your position if the stock has a daily close below this EMA. You can also scale out of a profitable position. Sell 25% of your position every Monday for 4 weeks in a row, or something similar. That is a good way to lock in some profits, while still keeping some exposure to the stock in case it continues to move higher. 12. A Teenager's Guide to Investing in the Stock Market. Invest Hard Now, Play Hard Later by Luke Villerman. Learning to invest at an early age can help you build your wealth more quickly. But most teenagers aren't taught the ins and outs of the stock market. If you have a teen at home, consider helping them learn about investing now, so they can start making smart money choices while they're young. With A Teenager's Guide to Investing in the Stock Market, your teenager can take a deep dive into the inner workings of the stock market. Author Luke Villerman provides a variety of helpful information about investing, including a glossary of Wall Street lingo to help your teen understand the terms associated with investing, inspiration to start investing early to save for their future retirement, a step-by-step guide to opening an investing account, purchasing stock, and earning a passive income. This helpful guide is designed with teenagers in mind, providing informative text in an easy-to-read format. With the help of this book, your teen may even be interested in furthering their financial education by learning more about different aspects of managing their own finances. Pros: investing strategies and pitfalls are discussed, which gives your teenager a real look into investing. Relatable and funny examples to emphasize the strategies will keep your teen engaged. Con. The book is designed for teens and young adults, so not all beginning investors will relate to the content on the page. Quotes. $2,958,497. That is the potential value of your investment account at 60 years old. If you begin saving at age 20, starting at age 18, try $3,572,864. Age 15, $4,736,482. How is this possible? By putting $6,000 into a savings account each year and allowing your money to grow at a rate that matches the average performance of the stock market, you are all but guaranteed membership in the seven-figure club. We live in a world that values the present, but your future self will thank you for the actions you take now that will improve your life in the long term. The savings account figures I listed are to prove a point, but you do not have to save $6,000 per year to retire as a millionaire. Any little bit you can put away now will grow to a much larger number over the next few decades. All it takes is a little patience combined with the drive to actually do it. 13 Stock Market Mini Investing for Beginners. A Starter Guide for Beginner Investors by Mabel Nunez. If investing in the stock market seems out of reach for you, you'll love this informative book. Stock Market Mini Investing for Beginners provides you with a variety of bite-sized pieces of information you can use to learn how to make smart investments in the market. Each mini lesson in the book is designed to help you learn something new about investing, giving you the chance to learn a little bit at a time without feeling overwhelmed. You can read the book on your commute, or just a few minutes each day without feeling like you're falling behind. And each lesson features an actionable item you can do right now to start investing. Pros. Easy to understand lessons that can be read in bits and pieces as you have time. Real-world language without jargon is used throughout the book to make it more relatable to new investors. Con. Most of the mini lessons are covered in general terms without going in depth into specific investing strategies. Final thoughts on the best books for stock investing beginners. Investing in the stock market is one of the best ways to make more money. These stock investing books have helped many beginners better understand the stock market and grow their portfolios. They offer real stock investing experiences you can learn and benefit from. On a related note, if you're new to personal finance, here are the best finance books for beginners. Link in description. If you are seasoned in personal finance, here's a list of the best personal finance books of all time. Link in description. As recommended by financial experts and avid readers. Related articles on stock investing books for beginners. Top real estate investing books. Great money books for women. Best personal finance books of all time. Best finance books for beginners. Best books on creating passive income. Link in description. Enjoyed this post? It would be great if you could share it and follow me on Pinterest or Facebook.